Okay, so welcome to week 10 of Client Attraction Academy. I cannot believe it's already week 10. And what this is kind of cool because it's July 28th. Lionsgate portal just opened up 2 days ago and it goes all the way to August 12th. So, what the Lionsgate portal is, it's a very powerful portal that's open right now. And some of you may have already felt the energy of this. What it means is it's like Leo energy, right? Like all that fire, all that sacral, taking action. It's the energy that's been conjuring up and building up in the last 6 months. And now it's called Lion's Gate Portal. Yeah. And now this is the portal, like it's like the floodgates have opened, and now this fierce, brave, courageous, take action, lion power energy is here. And so in this period, again, July 26th to August 12th is where this is going to be the time to leverage on this energy by taking action, which is really in synchronicity what I wanted to talk about today, even more because I want to make sure you're all putting yourself out there. We're going to talk a little bit more about that in a bit. But I just did a quick post about it on Facebook about what the Lionsgate portal really is. So I'm just going to read it. It's a point where the infinite enters the progression of time. Lionsgate is a catalyst point in the year. So like I said, it's all the energies building up and it's in transforming energy into action. So this will create domino effects, it'll create chains of cause and effects, and especially enables energies of detachment. So that's pretty cool. Think about this as Shiva, the goddess of destruction. You have to destroy things in order to create the new. So thinking about what old beliefs, what old reality, what old patterns may be coming up to be looked at and let go. Relationships included in that. And then what is it that you're creating right now as a new reality, new possibilities? What are you stepping into? So that's something it really reflects on. And I feel like what's different about this than like the full moon would be the fact that this is the last 6 months of building up of this energy, or even 7 months, right? It's July. So building up, building up, building up. So it's like literally think about the force, that powerful force energy coming through to create and set in motion, not just for the next period of like the new moon or whatever that is, that full moon, but like it could be for the rest of the year, the next year. So this is really, really important, probably till the next Lionsgate. And from my understanding, 8/8, so August 8th, is really like potent, abundant, infinite energy on that day. It's the peak. So that's Sunday this year, the day after my birthday. So, yeah. Okay. I'm truly in Leo. Truly. Okay. Beautiful. Any questions about that? So as we reflect on this today, I'm going to get Stacy actually to lead the meditation today. And if those of you who would like to do the next week's meditation, let me know. I don't know if everyone does meditations. I'm assuming that Cindy, Arlene, you do. Elizabeth, do you also offer meditations? Okay, beautiful. So we could work this in where I know we only have like 2 more weeks, but we can work it in so that maybe we can do a closing one as well, because I want you to have practice to guide as well. Okay, beautiful. So Stacy, if you don't mind, and then if you can just sort of plant the seeds for setting intention for our day, really reflecting on the wins and then the challenges that have come up and the intentions in here. And if you forget, that's fine. I'll bring that in. And I'll close the meditation with the light language.
Okay. So Roz is doing this so that I can get more confidence putting myself out there. So thank you, Roz.
Thank you. Woo!
So in conjunction with the Lionsgate and really feeling that power and taking that power and putting it to action, it's my personal belief that when we can do that from a place of an open heart, then we will be most successful. So this meditation will be to ground you and to come from a place of an open heart. So, okay. Take a deep breath in. Really drop into your heart center. Send your grounding cord. Now, most people send their grounding cord down from their root chakra, but as women, we should be sending it from our sacral. So think of grounding cord going from the front of your sacral and the back of your sacral, all the way down, deep, 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 deep down into the crystalline core center of Mother Earth. And just wrapping around, anchoring yourself deeply and firmly in this physical body to beautiful Mother Earth. Thank Gaia for receiving our energy cord and for anchoring us down with her energy. And just lengthen your spine. To take a deep breath in, I want you to visualize this beautiful white light coming up from the divine. This white light of divinity, of the highest vibration of the I am presence, the pure divine Mother, Father, God, Creator, down into your 8th chakra, into your 7th chakra, into the 3rd eye and the faith portal. As it's coming in, I want you to visualize it just coming in and out of each chakra, cleansing and clearing, moving out anything that no longer serves you. So as you're breathing in throughout this process, breathing in that light, which is us. We are actually light beings trying to create a physical form. So we're not drawing more light into our physical bodies. We are lights, and we are drawing more of ourselves to create more of this physical form. So the whole idea is about bringing more of ourselves and our essence and our spirit into this physical form. So breathing in more of that light. And with each out breath, I want you to visualize just releasing all that doesn't serve you as the light is coming down and it's rejuvenating and cleansing and clearing that energy. So visualize it coming into the crown chakra, moving in and out, cleansing and clearing, bringing this revitalizing high frequency energy of pure unconditional love, enlightenment, and transcendence into your crown chakra. Moving now into your 3rd eye, in and out, cleansing and clearing your faith portal, opening you up to higher levels of consciousness. So see it coming in, cleansing and clearing the front of the 3rd eye and out the back, 3rd eye. Then moving down into your throat chakra, which is your center of truth. It's actually your manifestation center, your throat chakra, where you learn to speak your truth out to the world. But this chakra is one of the most vital chakras. So because it allows you to take all the power from the other chakras and actually bring it out into the world. So we really want to make sure we're visualizing, just drawing in this high vibrational frequency energy that's white light, cleansing and clearing and just scooping up anything that no longer serves us and releasing it on the out breath. Moving down into your solar plexus, your powerhouse center. You feel the power of who you are, the essence of you and all that you are, beautiful. Cleansing and clearing anything that might be stuck, any stuck energy that's keeping you from moving forward. Letting that light of divinity come in, cleanse, move it out, and fill you with that high vibration energy. Continue down into your sacral chakra, right? Your womb, your center for creativity, cleansing and clearing, allowing all the beautiful creative energy come in. to be birthed in you, all of those magnificent ideas and talents and gifts that you were born with that you have to offer. So letting that energy come in, cleanse and clear through the front, through the back, moving out all that doesn't serve you. Then down into your root chakra, which is your safety center, our sense of security, our sense of trust, our foundation with regards to business, relationships, all of those things. All the way down, 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 down. Visualize that light. Now you're pulling it in, nice deep breath. All the way down, through your legs, through your feet, out your feet. Send it all the way down, 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 down. And see it wrapping around the crystalline heart center of Mother Gaia. So it's like the heavens above have come through and are giving Mother Gaia a beautiful hug, wrapping it, anchoring. And now we're going to bring that energy back up. But as we bring it up, we're also going to ask Mother Gaia if she can send us her beautiful earthly wisdom, her nurturing love, and all of that positive, powerful energy and wisdom that she has to offer. And we thank you, Mother Gaia, for these gifts that you are giving us, this energy. And we're going to be pulling Mother Gaia's energy back up as we bring the white light of divinity back up with us, bringing up through your feet chakra, to your legs, your knees, all the way into your root chakra. Feeling the wisdom and the nurturing and loving energy of Mother Gaia coming through and just revitalizing, rejuvenating that root chakra. And then up into your sacral. Feeling her energy, loving your sacral, igniting that creativity center in your womb, your birthing place, your powerhouse as a divine feminine being, up into your solar plexus, feeding the power of who you are, the magnificent person that you are, and all of the gifts that you have to share. Really feeling into that power, the essence that is you, and then coming up into your heart chakra. Letting Mother Gaia's energy totally fill and encapsulate with the divine energy the whole of your heart chakra. And this is the place of love, not just for love of others, but more importantly, love of self, love of creation, love of all that is. Then moving up into your throat chakra, letting Mother Gaia's beautiful energy, you can picture it as a green color if you want, beautiful green healing energy from the earth, going in and revitalizing, rejuvenating on a molecular, cellular level, right to the DNA, the molecules, the subatomic particles of all of the cells of your physical being, your energetic being, your emotional, cognitive, spiritual, and soul-like body. So just want to visualize these energies penetrating the depths, all layers and depths of who you are, dimensions of who you are. Bringing that up into your third eye, cleansing and clearing and revitalizing your third eye with the earth energy, and into your crown chakra. And then we're going to be sending that earth energy all the way up, up, up through your 8th chakra, 9th, 10th portal. So just visualize it going past the central sun, past nirvana, connecting with infinity, the I am that I am presence, Mother, Father, God, Creator. And visualize it wrapping itself around the Creator. And so Mother Earth is giving the Creator a beautiful, loving hug. And we already have the Creator energy of divinity, the light of divinity, the light of creation reaching down. So now we have as above, below, as below, above, that connection between heaven and earth. We're going to draw both of those energies back down into the body and feel them anchored in your heart center. So now we have beautiful, heavenly, divine energy, the white light of divinity, the highest vibrational frequency, anchoring in our heart with this beautiful crystalline energy and wisdom and rejuvenating power of the earth. We're going to pull in that energy. Think of it Now we pulled it in through our central channel from the crown chakra, from the feet chakra. It's connected and anchored firmly in our heart center. Now I want you to, on your next breath in, deep breath in, I want you to visualize pulling it in to your body 360 degrees all the way around you into every cell of your being. Just feel it settle in there. Feel it revitalizing, rejuvenating every single molecule in your being. It's like they're just jumping with joy right now with all of this energy. Feel it firmly anchoring in your heart center. The two are joined. And now I want you to put your hands on your heart. Take a deep breath in. And I want you to visualize and think about somebody in your life that you really, really love. Like this person you love with all of your heart. Just bring them to mind. Let that love fill your whole body. You might even feel a little bit overwhelmed because you love them so much. When you invoke that vision, it's like your love just overflows. Feel into that. Let that love fill the whole inner body. Fill all of your chakras. Spill out into your aura. And now I want you to take that love that you have for this person that makes you just overflow in every cell of your body. And I want you to turn it inward on yourself. So now I want you to just pour all that love into yourself, really loving the amazing, amazing woman, the inspiring, powerful person that you are, all of the beautiful gifts that you have been given, and all of the beautiful gifts that you have to offer. Really feel into that. Love yourself wholly for all of it. Now I want you to take that love and I want you to send it out. You can send it out to an individual family member, somebody who you think really needs that love and light in this moment. You can send it out to a part of the world that you think might need that love and that healing. So it's up to you. It's totally your choice when you're going to take that love that you've just poured all over yourself and into your being, and now you're going to push it outwards and send it, and think of it going like an arrow from your heart right into their heart. And just bless them with that love and that light. See it surrounding them, see it filling them up on all layers and dimensions and depths of their being. So that no matter what they're doing today, no matter where they are or where they may be emotionally in their life or in their place, they feel that love and light penetrating their very soul, letting them know that they are connected, they are loved, and that they are part of something bigger than themselves. Just see it enveloping and wrapping them in this beautiful cocoon. Right? We'd like to take a deep breath in. We're going to thank the divine. We're going to thank Mother Gaia for a loving presence.
Beautiful.
Feel yourself coming back to your body. Wiggle your hands, your toes.
Actually, we'll stay here, Stacy, so that we can all reflect on our wins of the week from this space. And in the energy of showing up and putting yourself out there, putting out more content, letting people know what you're doing, what you're up to, selling, just notice what challenges have come up from that perspective. Without judgment, but just noticing where you're at, just what might be stopping you from taking action or taking further action or taking consistent action to show up. Notice all the reasons that come up without judgment. And then set intention for our session here today. When you have that nod, okay, just breathing in your intention and activate this with light language with the intention to bring in the energy of the Lionsgate portal. Morotu energia marakia a morokorati nenekia morokorati a kia nakorati a morokorati nengia morokorati a morokorati nene karatua marakia morokorati a nanaka morokorati. Breathing in. Igniting this fire within, morakia rakorati and nenakaratua. I'm breathing out fire, morakorati and nerakia, morakorati and nenakia. Igniting that fire more with your breath, breathing out that fire. And so it is. Beautiful, just hanging out the sensations for a moment. Embodying the energy, the sensations, these codes coming in. And then when you're ready, just find a way to honor the process within and flow it out to our container here. When you're ready, just very slowly and gently open your eyes and have a soft gaze. And then just jot down what your intention is in your journals, share that. Thank you so much, Stacey. That was very powerful.
Oh, you're welcome. So for those of you who are listening, once you bring it back on yourself, you can bring it to an individual family member, and then you can bring it to the whole world. I usually like to finish with the whole world because I feel like we need so much healing. The other thing is once I bring in the light of divinity and then connect with Mother Earth and bring Mother Earth up to divinity and then anchor in the heart center. When I'm doing it myself, because I know Arlene works with the grid, and I feel that I work with the angels and teams in spirit, even starseed teams that are working with me. And so I will actually invite them to join me in a circle, to join hands, and then connect heart centers. And then we send that love to the world, right? So as a team in spirit. So that's something that I like to do on a, usually a few times a month, if not more. Spend about 10 or 15 minutes doing that type of meditation. So Arlene, I'm sharing this because I know you talk about that you work on the grid, but this has been something that I feel has just evolved. So I feel like I've been kind of called to do that type of healing. So, and I just send that healing to the world, but I do it with spirit. And you can actually, the more you do it, I feel like it strengthens your connection to spirit. So if you really work with spirit in the type of work that you do, this is a really great way to honor and build that connection while you're doing something to contribute to the ascension process. And for me, it's all about having people connect to the idea that they're not alone, that we are light, We are pure light. We are pure unconditional love. We are one with God, right? And we are connected. So we're like a part of this unified consciousness of love. So I don't know. Anyways, I just wanted to add that a little bit, sharing here. You guys, that's part of my signature method, I guess, when I'm working with my clients. I kind of bring some of that in too.
Okay. Thank you so much, Stacey. Okay, great. So when you are ready, what we'll do is we'll do our usual check-in. And again, because we are in week 10, I really want us to focus more on the question of like, where are you with putting yourself out there? I would say in general, like the feeling I'm getting is there's still a little bit of fear in putting yourself out there and consistently. So I'd like to encourage you all today with that intention of let's get some more stuff out there. Let's get the ball rolling. And let's get some momentum moving. So right now you're in that phase. Most of you are in that phase of building your following, building your audience so that they're noticing. Because the thing is, and Stacey and I were talking about this earlier, when you put yourself out there, a lot of people believe that, oh, but I'm not ready. So what if I actually start getting some clients? That's actually what you want. But more likely than not, people aren't going to just sign up right away for whatever you're offering. You're putting yourself out there so that people can start to build that like, know, and trust factor with you. Okay. So if you do a call to action, you're selling something and you get crickets, that's okay, because you're coming from the mindset, the perspective of I'm being in practice of put myself out there and build that like, know, and trust factor. You'll probably have to do a few call to actions if you're newer in business, to really then have people sign on. And in between those call to actions, this is really about like educating them, like all the content marketing buckets, right? Education, inspiration, questions. You're really sharing your story, all these different ways in how you build that like, know, and trust factor with your clients. You're giving lots of value, and then you have an ask. Okay, so you're being in practice of that. So it's okay if you don't receive anybody right now, because that's not the intention. If you do, awesome. But it really is about, let's start building that momentum, and using the Lion Gate portal, I think, is powerful, because other people might take action too and be like, yo, this is a time I'm going to do this, right? They might jump in, but if they don't, that's okay, because that's not the intention. That'd be an extra bonus. When you're doing this, that somebody signs up, that'd be great. Okay. So number 1 is name, biz, soulful self-promotion statement, or like who you serve. 2 is win of the week. 3 is, I would really like to actually just focus on the question of where are you in showing up on social and taking action. And again, there's no judgment. This is like, let's trouble spot. Let's figure it out, because I really want you all to take action. Okay, great. Let's start with Cindy.
Hi, everybody. I'm Cindy Crow, and I'm an identity and purpose coach. My soulful self-promotion statement is, as an identity and purpose coach, I am passionate about empowering and inspiring my clients to discover who they truly are and identifying their life purpose. I like it today. I didn't like it the last 2 weeks, so I guess I'm getting better. Wins. So I'm going to give myself credit for the ability to keep going, to keep putting one foot in front of the other. And as you said, Rosalind, to keep showing up, managing my priorities. I've had 2 wonderful initiation processes with Arlene, one with buffalo calf woman. And I don't know if you can see it. I just recently put up a picture that I had forgotten I had.
In your video so we can see it.
Can you see the
Mm-hmm.
can you see the woman
Mm-hmm.
in the picture?
Yeah.
So I don't know who she is, but to me right now, she's white buffalo calf woman. And so I'm going to keep her in my attention and asking her for help as I'm going along. I also had a wonderful breath work with Stacy, and Stacy, I can't remember what it was called, but I had that as well. What was it called, Stacy?
Central channel breathing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Essential channel breathing. Okay, thank you.
Central.
Sorry?
Central channel breathing.
Oh, central. Okay, I misheard you.
And then I think we were doing the Mula Bandha too.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
Dr. Sue Mortar's energy codes work.
That.
Interesting.
Would you mind just putting that in the chat for me, Stacy, so I can jot it down in my notes after? So I would say those are my wins, and my intention was for clarity and awareness today. And the question that you're asking, Roz, about where am I in being able to put myself out there? I have to say I'm still a little distracted with the family trauma that's going on. So I'm not quite there yet, but I will tell you that, yeah, I've been working on a new website creation. So previously I just had a page on another website. Now I'm creating my own website for this work.
Beautiful.
And also I'm in the process of figuring out a date for a workshop that I'm going to offer. So the workshop will be, it's got to be about animal spirit guides as a beginning point, because that's what I'm most comfortable with. And so I think that's a good starting point for me. But I haven't done anything. I haven't done a call to action, like to invite people to a workshop, other than, you know, the workshops through the charity and through the other businesses. So this will be very different. This will be very, very different.
Those are huge. That's awesome, Cindy. Congrats. And so you're thinking about the workshop offering being more in September, or when?
You know, it's a really good question. I figure probably September, yes, because I find it's hard to get people motivated to do things in July and August.
Okay.
So yes, it will most likely be in September.
Okay, awesome.
Thank you.
Great.
And thanks for all your support, everybody.
And so what we can do, like with regards to, so today's, hi Susie, welcome. We're so glad that you could join us. Is okay. With our hot seat question today is, ideally I'd like to look at your content and give feedback so that we can all vicariously learn. So Cindy, also think about, I know you said you're distracted with your family trauma, but think about, and I'm sorry that there's stuff going on there. And I can appreciate that sometimes that takes a lot of energy, but it's also a good practice that no matter what's happening in our lives, that we can still create the time to make sure that we are, I'll say, like, I'm just hearing it. So taking our business more seriously with regards to marketing. And so part of that is really showing up by giving content on social media. And that might require, so for some of us, it's helpful to have a day where maybe you sit down for an hour and you figure out, like, okay, what if, for example, Cindy, if once you get clear about your date of your workshop and what your workshop's about, then work backwards, and all the themes of your workshop which are going to be related to your pillars, will be related to all your content on a daily basis will be related to what's going to be taught in the workshop. And then what happens is once you're launching the workshop, so it's July right now, so you may want to start putting it out 6 weeks beforehand that there's X amount of spots. You know, you can have an early bird rate if you desire, if that feels right for you. That gets more butts in the seat if it's quicker. If there's an early bird rate, there are still people going to be signing up for the past that rate too. But that's helpful. So it just creates launching easier.
Okay.
And because people are loving the content and you're building that like no trust factor with you. So it could literally be if you work with, I know you work with spirit animals, right? So maybe a post about the power of having spirit animals and then the different meanings of spirit animals and being able to, this is just an example, right? But being able to help people start to understand what it is that you teach. Make sense?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Awesome. Great. Let's go with Elizabeth. Sorry, I'm gonna put in the timer so we've got like 4 minutes. Go ahead. Just gonna close my door here.
Okay, I'm Elizabeth. I am a women's eroticism coach, and I help women go from shut down, restricted, and something else around sex to finding juicy play and unapologetic freedom in their erotic expression. A win. So I ended up filling my course to the max, which was great.
Congrats!
Yeah. And I even sold one spot at the full course price of $777, which made me feel good to actually that someone bought at that price, right? It's like, oh, okay.
What was there? Do you mean because you had an early bird rate?
I had an early bird rate.
Awesome.
And then,
That's fantastic.
and then where am I showing up on social media? It's funny because I felt like I've been such a huge push. It was like 8 weeks for my 5-day challenge, and then another, whatever, 2 weeks after that. And I just right now don't want to do anything.
It's a marathon. That makes sense.
I'm like, no more writing anything. So that's just kind of, I guess, where I'm at with content. And it's also hard.
I appreciate that. Yeah,
It's also hard because I just feel more comfortable on Instagram. Like it's just more of the space that I feel good in. I don't know, the energetics of Facebook is just not my favorite. And so I don't even, I was doing it because I had to, and I'm like praying my Instagram account comes back.
Has there?
Not yet.
Really?
But I just, like I said, I just feel more comfortable there. So part of that is there too, of like not even, but I know I should. And then, so my course started actually yesterday. So I'm now officially in my program, which usually helps, bring up new content ideas.
Yes.
So I'll get back on it. I guess right now I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just where I'm at.
Yeah. And you know what? Because you've been launching, it makes sense. You just want to take a pause, and that's totally fine. That's totally fine. It's important to rest as well with that and focus on your group. And then when you feel a little bit more ready to just start putting content more. And I hope your Instagram account comes back soon. But if it doesn't, consider just using a different email, create an email, and create a new account. So yeah, that's what I would do.
All right.
That sucks. Okay. All right. Thank you. And if we do have time, we can also like hot seat, Elizabeth, some of your content just to give feedback about like pre-launch. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. We'll come back. Okay. We beat the 4-minute time. Okay. Arlene, go ahead.
Hello, everyone. I'm Arlene Dudney. And my business is New Key Wellness. As I told you guys before that I was a registered nurse. I still am, and I'm into alternative healing health. Basically spiritual healing, intuitive healing, and a grid worker. So it's been a very busy week for me in terms of internal work. And I had a large breakthrough. It's hard to explain, but I'll go back to when I started nursing school in my first text. It talked about Maslow's hierarchy of self-actualization. And then also the next word that I saw was holistic. So being a nurse, you know, I really did not know what that meant because I just started school. It wasn't until I switched over to holistic health that I actually knew what it was. And then I've always wanted to self-actualize, right? And then down the road, I was given a choice later in life, like probably a couple years ago, that maybe my path should be enlightenment as well. So it's like the universe kind of tells you what to do, and then you either accept it or you don't. So I just wanted to share that with you. And so if you don't, it's probably going to be harder on you. So I think I had a point where I said yes. So a breakthrough came where I had a pathway to that. And then I developed a mantra related to it, right? And then I won't go into the details about that, but it ended up that a lot of openings happened to me because I said the mantra over and over again, because it kind of puts you out of your mind, like not out of your mind, but out of your mind ego into a spiritual background, right? So you're not in the thought process, but you're in the divine path. Let's, flow. And so I found that was a breakthrough. So then from that, I got this really creative insight. I was also working on increasing the value of a project I did in 2019. So I pretty much finished that. So I have to write it up again. And then with that, I said, I'm going to do a TED talk. So because you did that, I did that work with Sydney Poirier.
Okay.
So I got the idea. So it's just based on my life past. So if when my project goes well, then I'll be able to the position. So I did a challenge for myself. I posted a dance that I did at one of my friends' party, and within 10 minutes, Facebook said, you can't use that music, so they deleted the sound.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They're very picky with it.
So either way, the fact that I did it, last year I tried to get permission. I called the right people and everything, but they didn't answer me. Well, I got the right person, but they sold the rights to someone else. I contacted them and they didn't. But the fact that I posted it, I thought that was good. And the song was called I Dreamed a Dream by Susan Boyle. It was really powerful.
So is it the fact that you posted because you put yourself out there? Is that the energy you're talking about? That's the win?
I posted it. Well, what I was just giving you the challenge. I knew that.
Just finish.
I knew that they would. I knew that I didn't have the rights to the song. I knew that they would censor it, but I did it anyway. You know what I mean? I did try to get the permission, so it wasn't like I just put it out there. The fact that I did it, and besides, the movement has light language anyway. So I said, no music, the energy is still going out there.
That's right. And now you just give yourself homework. I love always giving you homework. You can create the video again with no music, but with the light language. That would be amazing. Continue putting yourself out there, is what I'm saying.
So I should add on that I did, procrastination is one of my challenges, right? Okay. So I did do some content regarding doing a video or posting on procrastination. So I had about 13 points. So that will.
Okay, we'll look at that, okay? From when we do a hot seat.
Oh, okay.
Okay, great. I'll come back to you. Awesome. Let's go with Stacy.
Hello. Hi, hi, my name is Stacy Corlett, and my business is Soulful Wellness Solutions. Have not figured out that soulful statement yet. I do feel I will be working mostly with women, so that's a step in the right direction. I did ask for testimonials from people I have done some energy healing work with when I was just doing my practice stuff on friends and family. But some of it was distant, some of it was in person. Some of it was just for relaxation or mental, emotional blocks. And some of it was real physical, serious conditions like cancer and surgery. So I feel like I'm going to have like a pretty good mix, even with the 5 testimonials that I'll have. So my next step, Roz gave me homework today already in our session, is to get out of my head and just put myself out there. And then the next day post a testimonial, and then the next day try and post some content. So Arlene, I'm thinking about your procrastination, and I'm thinking about what Roz said to me during my session with her earlier. And I feel like you could post a little something one day about procrastination, maybe give 2 or 3 things, and then the next day post a few more, like, so don't give it all away at once because you want to keep driving traffic to your site. So it's kind of like you give them a little taste and then they have to come back for more. I don't know, that's my input. Roz can say if she likes that or not, because she's the queen of business. Like I'm the queen of ideas. It doesn't mean that they're great. They just flow. So yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. I feel like I'm moving forward in my personal and emotional life, so that's also helping me with this path. So thanks for your love and support. I love this group. Elizabeth, I have to say, I love what you're doing. I totally don't feel comfortable with my own sexuality and stuff like that. So the fact that you're out there to help people like me who are kind of like, even when you say that, like I'm celebrating for you, but I'm like, you know what I mean? Like I have to have a couple drinks and then I can get all flirty and kind of, but outside of that, no, I might be flirty. I would say my family says I'm flirty, but yeah, but deep down, not really comfortable with that. So anyways, kudos to you. That's quite an interesting niche that you have there. And I think with divine feminine energy, I think everybody can kind of benefit from that. So.
And part of that, Stacey, I love that you brought this up is because, I'll just pause your time here. Because sexual energy is very much about and you and I know this from Carolyn's Kundalini course, is like at the highest level is creativity, is creative force. And so when we can shift into that like higher power of our sexual way of being, and I'm sure Elizabeth can share more about that. And that's kind of part of, I feel like it's related, right? When we all put ourselves out there, this is about being comfortable with ourselves in every single way. And yes, it's going to be uncomfortable at first, and then it'll get easier and easier and easier. But I'd be curious for you to check in, and everybody check in to go, okay, like where's my sensual power? Where's my sexual power? And it doesn't mean, like in the form of I'm having more sex or like, no, this is about energy, right? It's sacral. So really checking in and tuning to that and posting from that place. Does that make sense to all of you? Yeah.
It does. And I feel like we have seasons in our life, you know what I mean? Like, and if something happens, if you have a traumatic experience or you have a negative, then you might kind of contract in that area. Whereas another time it could have been really open and free flowing, and then the whole of your being benefited from it, right? Every area of your life, that creativity, that flow, that expression was there. And then maybe shit happened, and yeah. And then it's like, but you're right. If it closes, if it's blocked, I feel like it blocks lots of other things. It's like when energy is trying to come up and there's a blockage, it creates a wobble, right? And so energy just isn't as nice and clean and flowing. So it doesn't matter what the blockage is. In this case, it could be sexual.
And then also for you for homework, I'd like you to get more clear first before you post, Stacey, because you told me you don't know what your soulful self-promotion statement is. So really want to invite you to tune into who your former version of yourself is, tune into who you want to work with, and at least have some idea so that when you're posting, it's like you're intentional about who you're calling in. You're intentional about what you're posting out there with that energy. Okay. All right. Let's go to Susie.
Hello, everyone. Susie here from Reveal Wellness Studio. I'm your registered massage therapist that helps support and support people in shifting their perception of pain while gaining a better understanding of who they are. It's been a journey. It's like whenever I'm part of these masterminds, I'm like, am I really doing the work? Because I feel like I'm just more aware of it being brewed. And I'm like, okay, yeah, opportunities are open. So we'll just see what comes up in the skies and what the universe provides to me. And it's been a little bit of a shit show. So I'm just rolling with the punches. So like I remember telling you, Roz, where I feel like I'm in like all phases of business, probably throughout the whole summer thus far. Yeah, it's been a little bit crazy. Wins this week, I don't know, I'm getting way more clarity as to like what events or possible workshops to run in the studio this coming fall. And then the next step would be making contact with people to see where the interest is at and really honing in on that authenticity of people wanting to bring their creativity, and what can they bring in other than me telling them this is what I think we need. Like I think there was a pivotal point in the studio itself where I was like, yes, if every studio is doing that, well, maybe we should provide that too. But it never flourished in that direction until I pivoted and put the ownership basically into the instructor's hands and said, what do you want to teach? What can you call in? And then from there was like, oh, we're fully booked. And then COVID happened. So I was like, I'm hoping to just kind of like bring that energy back in.
And that feels way easier, right? When you ask,
I know.
And then they're like, yeah. And then it's like, okay, that's, yeah.
I know. I think the name of the game of the business now is like, I don't want to manage or like, I want to manage it to a certain extent where it's not like, consuming my life. And I don't want so much responsibility, but the core value of always being there to support and grow people and be a leader to create leaders. Like that's all what I'm kind of like growing from. And I gotta say too, that I love that Elizabeth is here because man, it's been kind of like wild really tapping into that energy, because I find that with more vulnerability, it really comes from the aspect of how intimate you can be with yourself and be comfortable with yourself to put yourself out there. And when I know that happens with me, because I have a lady that does all my social media stuff for Reveal Wellness, and when I put my face out there and there's a post on me, it doesn't take long for men to be like, I have anxiety, and it's just like this whole pattern of like men showing up to receive treatment, which is kind of what I've been calling in to just see what's going on with this whole masculine divine energy that I feel needs some healing. But I'm like, you guys need to be vulnerable too. I don't know how you do it, but something needs to be like stirred there.
Wow.
So I'm hoping to, I don't know, attract some sort of men's group, where there's going to be like talks about parent alienation has kind of been in my mind, where it's just like, so funny how the system just favors what I hear, the mom, if there's a separation in, regardless of what frame of mind the mom is in, then there's the male side that's I can sense there's like this stuckness of just like, that's the way the system is. And there's no, I'm like, we can find support for them. Like, you can share your story, but what good is that anyways? Like, I'm like, get over it, but not get over it. I'm like building, like, I don't know who might be out there to help build, make some stepping stones to just be like, it's okay. Like, if you're not willing to tell your story, then you're not willing to listen to anybody else's. But where's the growth in that, right? So it's been a lot of questioning.
Yeah.
I think.
And are you thinking about having somebody run that men's group? Because I can connect you with somebody who does.
It's like I want to, yeah, I would want to see how it's run, but then also be part of it too, because I've been working with more men. I feel like majority of my practice over the summer has been like an equal 50-50 split between massaging men and massaging women.
Yeah.
And it takes a little time, maybe like second or third appointment, to open up like the can of emotions and feelings and the questioning of why, and being curious of like, that's so funny that you just arrived at that statement, but it's like a heavy judgment, and where does that come from? And to be the person that will question. And then they don't rebook. I get it sometimes, because I can get really pointed and like upfront, but I'm more in my game of like, this is how I show up in my practice. So take me or leave me. Like, I'm here to support as long as you're ready to go for the full 9 yards of your journey of where you can understand who you are, right, on a deeper level. So yeah, we'll see. I want to help. I'm always like, how do I support?
I think I'm just going to do a quick like hot seat here with Susie, if that's okay with everyone. Because I wonder, is that clear when the men come in that you're here and it's going to open up some stuff sometimes, and this is a safe space? Like, is that clear to them?
At this point of the game, I would say yes, because I do take like a 30-minute consultation, sometimes even longer. The first appointment is always like 2 to 2.5 hours long. And the first like half hour, 45 minutes is like diving into that like part where it's just like, I'll let them know, like, you know, the body is basically left side is feminine, right side is masculine, whatever governs like what you've learned from your father, uncles, people of the masculine energy, not necessarily like a male. And I put that all into like the education of their treatment or their intake before I even get them on the table.
I love that. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm trying to revolutionize massage therapy in that way, because I don't know how many massage therapists will take that long for an initial appointment.
Okay. Okay, that's great. And I'm just going to look at your, because you said Reveal Wellness you have a social media person, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I see your Meet Susie. I really love your approach. I think that is powerful.
Yeah, and it's growing, because I have the clientele, but now I'm like, how can I use what I already have to then use the studio for more support? Like, how can I grow the support and collective and like vulnerability overall and hold space for that? That's the tricky part too, because I'm just like already singularly emotionally invested in everyone's journey. But I'm like, oh, yours resonates with so-and-so. And it's like, if I could just get like 6 people who are kind of experiencing the same thing in one group and just kind of like have support that way. I don't know.
Massage therapists, like they all offer something different, right?
Mainly, yeah. Like it did, I feel like it does take some time to hone in on the difference, right? Like what makes you different.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so sorry, look at that. 333.
Woohoo! I don't even know what happens on this page literally until someone tags me. So,
is this
a lot of the blue?
Okay, well, your questions were again, how can you take I'm just trying to feel into what you asked. Like in alignment to the men coming in, and do they often continue after the big like vulnerable share?
Yeah. And usually it's like their significant other will be like, I want to book an appointment for my husband or my boyfriend.
Yeah.
And then they leave it up to them to rebook. And majority of the time they do rebook.
That's-
So it's like they take on the ownership of booking their own appointments, which is huge.
that
Because
is-
even and others, like the female part would be like, oh, it's so interesting that they rebooked, right? But it's not always the first appointment that we open that can of worms and do like subconscious imprinting right away, right? It takes, I like to resource the person, figure out their coping mechanism,
yeah, for sure.
tap it down. Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, because this is a company level Reveal Wellness Studio, so I think that's great. With regards to like, is there anywhere else that your social media is? It's probably Facebook too, right?
Yeah, Facebook too. Mm-hmm.
Do you have your own practice that you also market, or it's all under Reveal Wellness?
It's all under Reveal. Yeah. And it, yeah, instead of like focusing more on like the team that I had, it's mainly me. So,
Okay.
yeah.
I think that's really cool what you just said. Like you incorporate subconscious imprinting with your massage sessions. I think that's really unique. And I think that's what makes you stand out. And I think even just doing a video on explaining that, what you just shared, because that's so different than just going in. And there's going to be people who would want that, right? And talk about the benefits of being massaged while this has come through, because that can actually be healing too. Like,
yeah,
you know, so talking about how that is beneficial, and you'll attract the right clients, because there's going to be clients, and you'll also repel people who are not a good fit either.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, totally.
Okay. That's awesome. Okay. And let me know who are, like, if you were wanting somebody to run the group for you, unless you want to run the group or like be co-host.
Yeah, like I'm curious to see how it would be run, you know, like I did have a client that was running one, like once a week, a men's group. I can also ask him too. I don't know if he's running them anymore, but
yeah. Okay. Well, like, yeah, who I'm thinking of, he's actually was a previous client of mine, Travis Belanger. He is Conscious Men on Fire. So he's really awesome. And he loves to, like, that's his thing, is he helps men just be more conscious and to move through whatever relationships or like parenting. He's a parent himself as well. So
cool.
Yeah. I'll connect you guys anyway. It might be good to just network.
Yeah. Just, you know, plant the seed, right? Yeah. That's where it starts.
Okay. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's exciting. Let's go back to because again, I want to make sure we're looking at content. Elizabeth, is it okay if we look at your stuff? Okay. And then we can, and then if you can tell us, like, based on, hang on, let me find Elizabeth first. How did the last, like, tell us a little, like, kind of debrief us about your 5-day challenge. How did this all unfold? How did most people join? You already had 2 people from before, right? That said yes before you did the 5-day challenge?
Yes. So I had 2 people going into the 5-day challenge. I was 8 weeks of marketing for the 5-day challenge, which vast majority of that was in Instagram, so you won't see it here. But I guess the content would be on my business page. You would see some of that on the business side. And then, so the 5-day challenge was really fun. I got 1 registration from that. And then the rest kind of came in. I had like some referrals from people that were going to be doing the course, referred some people that joined.
That's
yeah. Most, you know what I found is that with this work, it seems like referral. I mean, I've been putting content out for a solid year. and would have calls to action. No responses, no responses, no responses. And then I did get one somebody, just a friend from high school that asked me some information based on this Facebook content. I had one woman reach out based on Instagram content, but like really of just putting out content and calls to action, I don't really get a response.
Okay, yeah. And would you reach out to those? Like, would people comment or like things?
Yeah, but I felt like a lot of them were people that are just the cheerleaders, like people I know, people that are in the work with me, with my coach.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, like, I feel like somewhat people did. And then in the 5-day challenge, it was interesting. Like you said, I had, let's say 50 emails of people that signed up, but really only maybe 10 people that showed up at all.
Yeah.
And engaged at all. And during the 5-day challenge. So that was an interesting to see, right? How many people actually even show up, but at least I have emails, which is good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nurturing those people.
Yeah. So I feel like, I mean, I feel like for potentially the work that I'm doing, referrals are going to be way more significant than just like people following my social media content, because the vast majority of now the 3 courses I've run have been referral.
Okay, that's good to know. So that's something for you to keep track of. And so if it's referral, then you may want to think about going more of the route, like keep doing what you're doing, right? But going more of in the route of affiliate marketing. So whoever has sent you referrals, are these clients themselves?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm thinking more so around like other coaches who complement your work. You might have the same client, but you're not doing the same thing. Mm-hmm. That might say, hey, like you would benefit from being part of Elizabeth's group. So that there's a strategic partnership there, and there's already that sense of trust, right?
Yeah.
And you could go and do like they promote for you, but you could also do interviews together on Zoom and then blast that out. So lots of, I think, energy around the affiliate strategic partnerships would likely be a good way to build. Mm-hmm. And then getting that momentum out there that way.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
And that could be leading people right into the program. It could be leading people right into the 5-day challenge. You can kind of experiment that, but it sounds like people are ready straight away into the program.
Yeah, it's funny when they come through referrals, they're like, yeah, I'm in.
That's great.
But it's like I can post the same stuff on social media and I get no response, right? Like
it is.
So it's interesting,
safety, right? The root chakra is so like a sense of safety. So you could even like, and then I have this too for all of you, right? If you ever referred me somebody, then there is an affiliate fee. And so it's the same for you, even if they're not coaches, but it gives a nice, sort of incentive.
I do pay for it.
Okay, perfect. Great. Awesome. And then and I'm just thinking big picture in the future, you could certainly how to repurpose that 5-day challenge content, because I'm sure it was so juicy, is that create like that as an evergreen, like sort of like a lead magnet for people to go through that 5 days, so that you don't have, because it feels exhausting. You recognize like there hasn't been a lot of payoff for the 5-day challenge. This is your first one.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see if you do decide to run it again, run it live, and see how that goes. But you may want to tweak it differently too, right? The content might be, if it's different, then, you may want to put the other thing as evergreen. It might become a bonus, like you can decide, or lead magnet. So there's lots of directions to go with it.
Okay, great.
Awesome. Great. Okay. And I still want to share, because Elizabeth has been putting out content and it's been really good. So I just want to give some examples so other people have examples. Oops, not this one. Where'd it go? lost the window. There was that one post of your, there was a lot of energy in the post of your face. So I wanted to go look at that. Okay. Share now. Okay. Oh, is this it? No, this is your professional one.
Yeah.
Why is it not coming up? There it is. Okay. But this is good with the cover photo. You see that Elizabeth did the same cover photo. She told you exactly what she's selling, what it is, and then the themes that you'll be playing in for her course. This like captures a lot of emotion. Is that a selfie?
Yeah.
Like right there, this is why this stops the scroll, is because it is connection, right? And your eyes, a trick with taking selfies, if you do decide to use a selfie, and I would say definitely have some sort of photo where it's a picture of you, because you want to have that, you don't want to hide, have that like know and trust factor, and connection is really key. The eye contact, like when you look at the camera, intentionally think about what you want to send out, right? This is, you look vulnerable, you look like there's deep connection there, you look really raw, it looks real. And so that would stop the scroll. And now I'm curious, what's she talking about, right? Talking about personal power. And then there are some facts there. So this is pretty powerful. You can add emojis to make it look a little bit easier to read.
Yeah, great idea.
That would be the other. So great. And then there's a call to action. If you're looking to tap into this deep well of personal power, DM me. That's great. So you're really sharing from a place of grounded education, knowledge, what you're about. Oh, that's cute. So that's a lifestyle one. You're a mom, and like how many, like subconsciously, you could say a little bit more message around like, you know, like maybe in the next post, maybe not this one, but in the next post you could talk about like a lot of limiting beliefs around mom and feeling sexy, or
Yeah.
putting their sexual power on the back burner, or like
Yeah.
really reclaiming. It's like, oh, I'm mom, like, you know, that's not even like, I can't be sexy, or I'm a certain age, I can't be sexy.
Yep.
Great. And then this one is Elizabeth and I talks about this, just like literally doing a straight up call to action. So I'm looking for 2 women who are done with feeling locked up and constricted in their sexual power and want to be sexually empowered. So that's a straight up call to action post. Any questions from anyone? Is this giving you some ideas? Yes, Stacey, you got a question.
Where's mine? Oh, I'm here. Okay. No, actually, I didn't have a question. Well, I kind of wanted to ask Elizabeth, and you just touched on it a little bit there. Just from having done some work with Mind Valley and watching many talks and stuff with Vishen Lakiani, and he talks a lot about shifting and reframing your language to make it less charged or more available to your target audience. So psychic versus intuition, using your gut, learning how to tune into your gut and your intuition, right? As opposed to talking to CEOs and executives about their psychic powers, right? So intuition is more acceptable. So they would buy into that. Spiritual versus meditation. Meditation is more acceptable than throwing the word spiritual around. So sensual might be more acceptable than erotic. So I don't know, maybe Elizabeth, I'm just putting that out there. Maybe you want to consider looking at some of the language that's being used in your posts with your coach or with Roz, your other coach or with Roz. and just see if there's any way you could shift the language in, because people might not, as Ross said, the root chakra is all about safety and security. They might not feel comfortable posting or responding to your post in that open forum on social media because that language is kind of charged. And so they don't feel comfortable being associated with that. They might feel it true in their own heart, but they're like, that's not for other people to know, right? So, so I just want to throw that out there. Maybe you want to look at the language and see if there's some way you can reframe it. I think Arlene wants to add to that.
That's great. I just want to jump in and say that's a great suggestion. And that could also be another content marketing post to even address that straight on. Is like, I purposely consciously use this word because I know it's charged. So you like actually name the elephant in the room. And then here's why I chose it. But it could also mean these other things, right? So that it's still standing in what you believe in the words that resonate with you, Elizabeth, and letting other women know like that on purpose is done with like on purpose. So yeah. Okay, Arlene, you wanted to chip in?
Yes, I did. I wanted to talk to Elizabeth about our course. I did sign up for it.
That's awesome.
What?
I signed up for the
5-day challenge.
Oh, okay. That's so awesome.
No. Well, for one thing, I felt it was important to support Elizabeth. I wanted to tell you about the quality of the 5-day challenge. Now, I was busy that week, so I did 2 of the days, but I plan to go back. So everything was perfect about the 5-day challenge. I didn't know the content or what it was about, but what attracted me was the spirituality aspect of it. So for me, I do know Kundalini and being in tune with your sexuality is important to connect with the divine. So I wanted to put that input so that there's other people. Most people don't realize that sexuality is spirituality, and there's a disconnection there. So that was the reason that I signed up. So I learned a lot, but as I said, it was 5 days and I had bookings during the time of the period, but I plan to finish the other 3 days. And I think I did ask you a question. I don't know if you picked up on the challenge. I did ask you one question that you thought was pretty challenging.
I'll have to go back. I don't remember. Did I respond to
And
you?
I'll get you both to connect on
Yeah.
No, but
so that because then that way, like you can go more in depth with each other. Okay.
No, well, it kind of relates. Sorry, it relates to what we were talking about now, because I think that the question I asked was about the divine masculine in the feminine. So it was a very challenging question. So it does relate to the topic that we are talking about right now.
Well, and let's go to yours, Arlene, your hot seat, because I want to make sure you're feeling more confident putting yourself out there. Now, I'm assuming that dancing is a passion of yours. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, that's fantastic. So I see the post here of you dancing. Like, look at you, Mamacita. Holy. Okay, so whenever we post, though, we need to make sure we put a status with it. From the perspective of our purpose, our pillars, to call in our clients. Like, putting in a video is good, but what makes it outstanding and what makes people then literally understand, like they're watching and so you might as well plant the seeds of what is powerful about this, because people are not mind readers, and we want to direct them to a perspective that you stand for. So I don't know, like from this, all I see is, oh, that's nice. Like Arlene knows how to dance and she's really good at dancing, but it tells me nothing about you being a grid worker, an energy worker, and how you can bring that in in your dance, right? Or maybe this is about being in your power and your feminine power, right? I don't know. Until you put content around this, then I will know. And now I'm starting to lean in more. Otherwise, this is just, oh, that's nice. This is a video of Arlene dancing.
Well, the background that you didn't know that I haven't told you about was in 2007. I was the producer, dancer, organizer for a dance show in London, Ontario called Exploration of Flamenco. So I actually did a full production.
So, girl, that's what you can put here. So it doesn't matter if, I don't know, like other people and you gotta tie it in because that's positioning you. Like, how can you go, okay, that's my experience, that's my background. What does that have to do with me being a grid worker, an energy healer right now? So you need to think about how do we tie in that alchemy of you, because that's amazing. And I do feel like there's a way you tie that in. So maybe you don't dance with your clients, but what is that energy that you are in when you're dancing? You're conjuring in something very powerful, right? And so it's about feeling into what is the message that my ideal clients need to hear when they watch this video. Maybe it's about, for some people, like for since we're talking about Elizabeth, right? Maybe if this was Elizabeth, it would be like, let's embody that sensual energy because that's our power, right? If it was Cindy dancing, it would be like, let's honor our ancestors, let's dance, right? So we would have a whole different perspective based on who we're trying to call in. Is that making sense?
Yeah, but I posted it for a reason. And the reason is that I did not know that the music would be officially deleted. Okay, so with the music and the dance, it would have made perfect sense. It would have given my essence. You would have seen more of my essence, right?
And so the whole point, though, is you still need to put copy. The whole point is you still need to write something here because you get it, but does your audience know? Because we all have our own lens on how we see things. So we want to drive people to understand the lens we are seeing. And if that's something, and it's like, oh, that's a new perspective. Oh, I'm feeling really called to like lean in and learn more about this, right? The dance it's not really about the dance. It's really about your messaging. If you want to attract clients, you have to be really clear about your messaging that speaks to your ideal clients. Does that make sense?
Well, either way, I honestly, the Facebook that I have was really, I put things on it I like, as in the past. So I did not really have the Facebook for a business per se, right? Yeah. So the fact is,
okay, so I just feel like there might be a block here that's coming up for you. So I'm gonna just really remember, you're part of this mastermind so that you are building your business, you're attracting clients, you're going to monetize on it. That's a perspective I'm coming from. And yes, post things that you like. That's really important. But we want to also help you be open to looking at this as a platform for you to build the like, know, and trust factor. So that is totally up to you. I'm not here to tell you what to do, but I'm giving you suggestions and strategies so that you can start to attract your clients and build your business. If you decide to not do that, that's okay, right? So I just want to be really clear why I'm giving these suggestions. Make sense?
Well, honestly, doing the post for me was very brave. It's another gate opener. The fact that it challenged me in that I normally would not have done it.
And I'm so proud of you. I'm just telling you the next step. So I'm not hearing.
And so posting it actually opened other gateways, as I said, for that mantra that I came up with, right? So it did open a gateway. And for me, I'm grateful for that.
Beautiful. Okay. Beautiful. And I hope that you can also hear what I'm saying.
Oh, I hear what you're saying perfectly.
Okay.
I do.
Okay. So what is the takeaway then that you heard me say? Let's just anchor that in. So when you're posting, what's really important to include in that post?
just to comment what it's about, right? I get it. I do understand. I don't, you know, I understand everything. I do understand, honestly, I really do. I get what you're getting at.
Okay.
And I knew what I did. Okay.
Good. Okay. Awesome. Um. Okay. I think that was with I think that was everybody. Does anyone else have any questions? No, I see that Susie had to step away. Okay, great. So let's just and sometimes you can see I'm like a little bit more tough love. Let's make sure you got this cleared. My masculine comes in, but I hope that you can feel that this is from the perspective of like, I really want you guys to feel grounded and not, you know, yes, it's good to be in flow and everything, but we also want ground so that this starts to make sense on a, we'll say, strategy level as well. Okay, beautiful. What were each of your takeaways today? We'll start with Stacy.
Okay.
And thank you for your meditation today.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to be brave.
Yay!
So my 2 takeaways are get clear on my soulful promotion message, like kind of tune in my former version and who I want to work with before I put my posts out there. Right? So I'm not just putting myself out there, but then I don't really have any clear vision of what I'm trying to call it.
Yes. Yeah.
So, and the other thing is when I mostly focused on, I guess, this last piece of our conversation there, because I don't really post too much on Facebook. We talked about this and like, I feel like a lot of my stuff is like just private, right? So I have to get more comfortable with that. And so when I'm doing it, I can post it for many reasons, but if I want it to be advantageous to my business and this new path I'm going with, then really put some thought into how it connects to myself as a light worker and a healer and kind of that new essence that I'm stepping into, especially because I'm leaving my old identity as a teacher. Not really, I guess I'll bring that in with me, but so really just be clear about that messaging, right? If I want to use that Facebook as a platform to kind of build clientele.
Yes.
Because I don't really want to, I don't know Instagram. Like I'm not really looking at those other venues right now. Like Facebook is enough for me.
Yeah.
Social media as a whole just kind of feels like all over.
Thank you, love. Let's move on to Susie.
Okay.
Takeaways for me, Stacy wrote in the chat, like the power of vulnerability and having that as a gateway. That really stuck out for me. And, you know, like aside from like the business pages that I have for Reveal, I do have my personal ones. So that note, Roz, about like, okay, what is this post about? Because then it's like, I can use that to join it with what I do with the business and then tag the business. Like, I think it's always something brewing in my mind, but I like to also stay connected to family too. So a lot of my posts maybe on my personal page is more like family oriented. But maybe, you know, like some of the pictures I do take, I sometimes have that aha moment where I'm like, yes, I'm dealing with my daughter's anxiety right now. Is it hers? You know, like what questions can we ask ourselves and take it one step further to kind of like build a connection to my practice.
Yes. Yeah. I love that. That's beautiful. And then that's where people, especially since you are like, I can feel it. You're so loved with your friends and your family. And, you know, people would just be like, oh yeah, Susie, like they'll be referring you left, right, and center. I just know that, you know, if you just put yourself and tie that in a little bit. Yeah, that's powerful.
Well,
great. And Eileen, I think you got your takeaway and some of my tough love, but did you want to share anything else with your takeaways today?
You know what? I'm really happy with where I am because I made tremendous progress this week. And so internally, I feel at peace. I have a clear direction. So, you know, I'm happy with what I did because I know what happened internally.
Yeah.
So I'm really pleased with that. And really you did allow that to happen. So so spiritually I'm at peace, and having that internal I call it an internal gateway open. I feel very comfortable with it and at peace. So I'm happy.
Beautiful, love. Thank you. So we'll just close this off with an energy wash. So gathering Mother Earth energy, zipping it up our aura, just like pulling anything that doesn't serve or support, and waterfalling it out. Just transferring it back, anything that doesn't serve or support, back into the ground to be transmuted. Breathing in again. Blowing out the top. Feeling whatever needs to fall away, fall away. And then one more time. Breathing in. And out. And then just placing your hands in prayer form over your heart. Breathing in and out. Thank you, loves. I'm so proud of each and every one of you. And we will see you in the Facebook group and next week. Take care.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. See
Bye.
you.
Have a